How are you, my viewers? My name is Monica Gadura with Aligning Your Emotions show. Join me every second Tuesday of the month as we align our emotions together. Today, we are going to talk about a personality disorder called Dependent Personality Disorder, or DPD. It is a disorder where a person has a feeling of helplessness and sometimes feels that they cannot do things on their own. How do you identify a person with a dependent personality disorder? Number one, they lack self-confidence, such that even starting a project on their own, it becomes very hard because they will always look for approval and reassurance from others. The other thing, they are always in company of others. They cannot do on their own because remember we said that they are helpless. So they always want to be in company of others. The other thing, they are afraid of being abandoned, such that they will be submissive to an extent of working even in a very toxic working environment, and some to living in a very abusive relationship. So they will always be very submissive just to avoid being abandoned. The other thing, it is very hard for these people to trust to start a project. Starting a project becomes a problem because of what? They do not have that self-confidence, self-reliance. They will always rely on others to assist them. And you find that in most cases, women are vulnerable. Most women are vulnerable. They are subjected to domestic violence and such kind of things. The other thing, they are afraid to disagree with other people because they want to maintain their relationship and they want to be in touch with the people. Remember, when they lose the contact or they lose touch with the people, they will go to a point of looking for other new friends, looking for new relationships so that they can feel secure. The other characteristic that you can identify a person with a DPD is the fact that they have problem in decision making. They can't decide on their own. Remember, they want always to be with people. They want approval. They want reassurance from others. So to them, making a decision, even wearing their outfit could become a problem because they always want somebody. Can you tell me, how am I? Am I looking nice? Am I smart? They are not even sure about themselves. So it is a personality disorder that in most cases people have it and maybe they do not even know. And some of these personality disorders, one of the most important thing or one of the key thing to know about personality disorders, it is just to have the awareness that this is what I've been going through. How am I going to handle it? How do we treat personality disorder of DPD or dependent personality disorder? It is through psychotherapy. Psychotherapy where a client will come and we train them on areas of self-reliance and self-confidence to boost their self-esteem, and in that way they will feel that they fit even in the society. How do you help a person with a dependent personality disorder? It can be through psychotherapy, where a client goes to the therapist and the therapist trains the person on areas of self-reliance and self-confidence. If this condition persists, it is advisable to seek medical advice from a health practitioner. If this problem goes unnoticed or it persists, a person may suffer from depression. Depression, this is where a person has maybe decided to isolate himself, and this person have been known to be a very social person. The other thing, it could lead to addictive behaviors, such as maybe watching TV for so long, or maybe other addictive behaviors like taking beer or smoking. Some of the causes known for dependent personality disorders are child abuse, whereby a child was abused when maybe he was very young, And as he grows, he wants to grow in the company of others because he feels that in the company of others, I will be always safe. Another thing could be early childhood life-threatening diseases. Maybe when a child was growing, maybe the child suffered from rickets, a condition that required him or her to stay in the company of the mother or the other siblings or the other members of the family. You find that when this child is alone, this child feels unsafe and feels that I'm not safe when I'm not in the company of my parents or siblings. Another cause of dependent personality disorder, or DPD, is a person living in abusive relationship, where a person feels that I cannot move on without the physical or the emotional support of these members of my family. This is where a woman will wonder, if I were to move out of this relationship, if I were to leave this marriage, who will take care of my children? Who will foot my bills? And therefore you find that people are heading to a point of breaking down simply because it is very hard for them to move out and live on their own. The most important thing to understand when we are learning about this personality disorder, it is that it might not necessarily go, but you will be able to help yourself or to adjust your way of life to cope with difficult situations that may come along your way. The other thing, you will be able to understand, if I'm working in a place, is this place a toxic environment for me to work in? Then you will be able to help even other people who might be having this condition in your surroundings. One of the most important things about learning these personality disorders is the fact that you are getting the awareness. This is the awareness that we need to continue living with others in harmony. Continue joining me every second Tuesday of the month as we align our emotions. My name is Monica Gadhura. Goodbye.